The way that we are setting up the Alliance and the way that we are defining and developing our project, it's around 4 pillars. It's infrastructure, which is focusing very much on waste management systems, including recycling. It's innovation, so developing new solutions to waste management challenges. It's around education and engagement, and of course, cleanup. Joy, how do those 4 pillars, how do they fit with Jembrana? Do you feel that you're addressing only one of them, or is it a project that cuts across all those 4 pillars?
Thanks, Jacob. This is a project that cuts across all 4 pillars. And when we think about waste management is a system, right? It's not, sort of one specific thing like infrastructure. It's actually, you need all of these parts to work together in order to create a system that's robust. And so when we think about the infrastructure pillar, this is things like the trucks and tricycles and the facilities that the waste is transported to, where it's then sorted into different categories on conveyor belts, where it then goes to become recycled. So infrastructure is a very big component, and it's what we traditionally think of when we think about waste systems. But then, this piece, participation and engagement, this is absolutely critical. And to be honest, I think it's actually harder than the sort of technological infrastructure component of the waste system. And this involves, like we were talking about earlier, this collaboration from national government, local government, the school system, the women's group, the religious groups, youth group, all of the different workers, our team, so there's literally hundreds of people that are involved to actually make a waste system operate in Indonesia. And that gets quite complicated. And also just creating a governance structure that can legally take revenue from, let's say, recyclable materials, as well as the government, as well as the private sector, as well as from household and business fees, right? Like actually setting that governance structure up, that's part of that participation and engagement that can be quite complicated. On the innovation side, I think we often talk about innovation from a technology standpoint, and that is going to be critical in order to actually bring value to some of these plastics that don't have value. But in another sense, it means innovation in the way that we do things, right? So innovation in the way that we support local governments to build waste management systems when there are none. Innovations in the way that we govern those systems. So innovations in the way that we find to work together, which I think is actually really, really key. And then on the cleanup side of it, we're going into these cities and we're really trying to create much more safer, cleaner, modern cities. And what we've seen is if you build the waste management systems, over 97% of communities stop burning and dumping their waste, right, when they have an outlet. But you also, you want to give them sort of a new start, a fresh beginning. And that's why the cleanup activities are so important. And it's actually tied in with how we think about behavior change, so that they get used to something new. They get used to being part of a very, very clean environment. And that develops a lot of pride and helps, long-term continue this type of behavior change, especially when the alternative of a waste system, which is just dumping or burning, is free and socially acceptable.